Did you ever?
Not so much that you could notice.
Well, could you estimate how many?
8 or 9.
Will you do it anymore?
As soon as you walk out the door.
Well, I just wondered, did you ever?
All the time. Could I fix you one small?
No thanks, I just had one.
Then how about a nice big?
That would be just fine.
Is there any special way?
Oh no, whatever you say.
Well, I just wondered, have you ever?
All the time. Does he look like?
No, he's taller and more handsome.
Yeah, but is he old?
Oh no, he's young and is in his prime.
Does your father know, I'll bet?
I haven't told him yet.
I just wondered, do you ever?
All the time. But just for old time's sake.
Nah, that would be much harder.
Oh, then how about?
Well, are you sure that you don't mind?
Hey, I know just the thing for us.
Nah, I'm afraid I'll miss my bus.
Well, I just wondered, have you ever?
All the time. I just wondered, did you ever? All the
Maybe I don't really wanna know how your garden grows, 'cause I just wanna fly. Lately, did you ever feel the pain in the morning rain as it soaks you to the bone? Well, maybe I just wanna fly. What if I don't wanna die? Maybe I just wanna breathe. Maybe I just don't believe. Maybe you're the same as me. We see things I'll never see. You and I are gonna live forever. I said maybe I don't really wanna know
Thought that never changes remains a stupid lie. It's never been quite the same. No hearing or breathing, no movement, no color, just silence.
Loud and clear. You did the
Rise
white
and
power.
fall of shame. Search that shall remain. We asked you what you'd seen. You said you didn't care.
Jake, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Turn you upside.
Are you recording, or how are we doing this?
Yeah, I have about 120 gigs of free space, so that should last us a couple hours.
Sick.
Yeah. So, what time is it there?
It's 5:15.
What time do you usually have dinner?
Depends.
Okay.
Maybe around 7-ish.
Same here.
I've been recording or editing the old one. Got some 22 minutes left to go.
I think I can actually salvage our first chat. I understand what was going wrong. Yeah.
Okay, but hey, dude, I've already poured so much time into this shit. I'm gonna finish.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Do you remember when I said that I would, if I could give you a makeover, I would enroll you in a motorcycle game?
I do
Remember that?
Yes.
I made a picture.
So, do you like Harleys or what?
I have no clue, dude. I've never drove a motorcycle before.
Actually, I think they say you ride a hog.
Ride a hog.
Like you don't drive a chopper, you ride it. Apparently,
Oh, okay. Sick.
I've been corrected a few times on that.
Okay, dude. Trying to figure out the topics for the show. We were talking earlier about virtues and emotions, right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it will venture into some not real / real commentary.
Maybe we can even get into the weeds on why exactly things aren't real.
Yeah, sure. I can go through it all, dude.
Yeah, it's not particularly interesting if, like, you say not real and I say real. It's like we can maybe talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you use the bot on the Discord server, or how do you do it?
Oh, basically, Active Presenter records my system audio and my mic, I think,
And your screen.
and my screen, all at the same time.
Okay, so it's all on your side.
Three different files. Yeah, just the only thing that can go wrong is running out of disk space, but I think we're good for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, the last file was like 30 gigs, right?
Yeah, typically, I made one that was like 90 gigs. I'm not sure. It might have been 2 hours long.
All right.
Maybe I should have prepared a little more for this, but I think kind of what we are, or what I was relying on anyway, was having a good audio. Oh wait, I should check. Maybe they, yeah, no questions in the hotline. Okay.
Oh wait, you've already started recording?
Well, I might not publish it, or I might publish it as a separate thing. Like this is not the main event right now.
How long have you been recording for?
Oh, let me just check that. 14 minutes.
Just restart it then, so you can separate it.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, no, I know how to cut it actually. It's fine.
Okay, dude. I'm gonna turn Groovy off.
For yourself, yeah.
Yes.
Cool. I turned him down. So. I gotta advertise on general actually.
I'm scrolling up in general right now, trying to find the card. Oh right, it all started with the famous mood board, dude.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah. So give me some thoughts on the mood board.
Oh, let me just find out what channel is that again?
It's in JPEG only.
Okay, that's pinned, isn't it?
The old one is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, not the August one. Let me just find it. Quite a few from yesterday.
Questions. Are we doing questions again today? I thought we were just chatting about what's real or not real.
We'll see. What seems best.
All right, man.
Missed it. What happened there? I missed it. Actually, I saved it on my phone, but on my desktop now.
Yeah. Posted yesterday.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, I'll make sure we can see it on the video screen.
Sick. Free advertisement, dude.
Exactly. That's cool though. So, scroll around a bit so everything gets covered. Okay.
What are you looking at, dude?
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the mood board, but I was going to hone in on exactly the one comment by Ian that provoked me to say what I did, right?
Yes.
That was Punani has no weakness.
Thank you.
And my response was, let me just choose the right way to say this. You kind of go with no weakness because you've been hurt. Well, this is my theory. Maybe
Okay. Let's hear it.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe been hurt a few too many times, and you just sort of like, I'm never gonna get hurt again. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of feeling so weak, helpless. So now I'm gonna go the other way
Yeah.
and be a tough.
Hurt how and by whom? What do you mean?
Primarily, I would guess probably maybe your mother.
My mother?
Just that's
How do you think she hurt me? What do you mean?
no.
Like with her fist?
No. Maybe not your mother. Maybe you had some romantic desires which went unfulfilled. Maybe with girls.
What do you mean? Like some girl who I didn't want to have sex with that I didn't have sex with?
It can be about sex, but sometimes it's about more than just that.
Like that happens to me every day. What do you mean? That happens to everyone every day.
Okay. Well, there we go.
What do you mean? Like I open Instagram.com and I see a hot babe
Yeah.
who lives in fucking
Go
West
from-
Virginia, dude. How am I gonna have sex with her? That's impossible.
Well, I know. Like intellectually, we understand that, but like our like reptilian brain is like that's not acceptable.
What? But so you mean everyone is constantly hurt every day because they can't fuck hot babes from West Virginia?
Well, that's to put it in a rather crude way. It's more like I feel like my duty as a man is to satisfy that woman, and I can't do that, and I don't necessarily like that very much.
Okay, so but everyone experienced that though, right?
Yeah. and it's kind of the maturation process of a guy to like find ways of conducting himself where he feels better about the situation. Like, I mean, like the fact that you and me come to this channel and talk with hot babes here. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
that's
Sick.
that makes us feel better, right? The fact that
Absolutely.
they enjoy our banter and our whatever.
Yeah. My point was that can't really be the source because, like you just said, that happens to everyone.
Well, maybe everybody is fucked up then.
Okay. So everyone's fucked up too.
Not well. That's kind of like a not a good place to leave it. Like maybe everybody wants more than they're getting.
Everyone?
Well, not
No
everybody.
one's content?
No, you're right. You're right. Some people do get married.
Yeah, I think some people are happy and normal, and there's no motherly abuse lurking in the shadow. Okay.
Well,
You think so too? You just think I'm the...
no. Hold on. Often people will seek solace in marriage and having children and having a busy career.
Solace from what?
Their internal gnawing doubts and fears and anxieties about the world, about themselves.
Do you think everyone has those gnawing
Potentially, yeah.
fears and anxieties?
It's kind of up to us to become self-actualized so that we don't feel like too bad, you know.
Okay. So if I tell you that I am self-actualized, whatever the fuck that means, what do
Oh.
you say back? You don't think I
No,
am?
no, you sound a little bit angry right now because you're swearing.
Am I? Am I swear? I swear all the time. It
Yeah, and I mean,
doesn't mean that I'm angry. I was simply conveying a point to you.
Okay, well, I'll get a little bit more distinct there. Maybe it's repressed anger.
What does repressed mean?
You don't actually want to give it full expression. You don't want to actually recognize it or think about it or feel it, but it's there, lurking underneath, like the bottom of the ocean.
How do I know if it's there if I don't feel it?
Well, it's going to come out in certain ways which rub other people the wrong way, perhaps. Like,
Okay. Do you think I like swearing? Like when I just
well,
swore? Is that
I thought
one of
maybe
those ways?
I thought maybe in that particular context, swearing was a little bit of an indicator that there's something else going on.
Okay. So you think I have repressed anger?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I think actually, here's the thing though. Underneath the repressed anger, there's something else. It's repressed sadness.
Oh, there's another layer.
Yeah, I like
Okay, so
it's sadness and shame.
okay, dude. So I have repressed anger about something
I need you to understand.
because I'm swearing,
I need you to
and then
understand.
underneath the repressed anger, there's sadness and shame.
Well, it's like
Is that what you're telling me?
it's like the anger is like a mask for the sadness and shame because that makes us feel really vulnerable.
And the anger is also a mask. So I'm wearing double masks.
No. That's the sadness and shame is the real feeling, the the planet's core, and then on top of
The
that,
planet's core,
yeah, planet of Punani.
the planet of Punai. I like that, dude.
I want you.
So,
To, I want you. To
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. You're telling me that anger is a mask
It's like a protective.
and
It's
it's shielding.
Yeah,
It's a protector. Okay. What am I sad and ashamed about?
all the girls you would like to relate to in a more meaningful way, and that you can't.
All the women on Instagram from West Virginia that I want to fuck.
Sure, yeah, we can put it that way. Sure,
Why am I sad and ashamed about them? What do you mean?
because they're nice women, and you're a nice guy fundamentally, and you want
Yeah.
you want
Thank you.
you want to be giving of your goodness.
Yeah, I would like to have sex with them, but
Yeah.
they are very far away.
And you
Where does the shame come in?
because you're a strong, capable, good-looking Swedish guy, and like God,
Thank you. Thank you.
like, by God, I should be able to find a way.
Yes. I feel like I should be able to find a way, but this is not a shameful feeling. Where does the shame come in? Why would I be sad about this?
That's just it, though. You can't feel your sadness. You're
I
not,
can't. Okay, so you're saying I'm sad. I just can't feel it.
you're like emotionally paralyzed. Yeah,
I'm emotionally paralyzed.
yeah.
Uh, okay.
This is my
Like
I
your
personally
your theory.
I've experienced this myself. Yeah, when I
In
was
what context? When you
when I was your age.
wanted to fuck hot girls from West Virginia?
Not exactly, actually. It's bigger than that. Um, Back in 2009, I was about 30, and yeah, I googled the term emotional paralysis, and I found this site describing all these different patterns of behavior. And I was like, oh my god, this is me. And it's not just about the
That's like what women who are like what 17-year-old women do when they think they have some kind of made up mental diagnosis.
well, you're kind of
They find a BuzzFeed article with like top 7 signs that you have bipolar disorder, and then they're like, "Wow, this is so me, dude."
okay. Well, you can be dismissive if you want, you know.
Yes.
But for me, I kind of that was step one in recognizing I had severe issues. They call it narcissism, and it took me like friggin' 10 years to begin to really finally get the bull by the horns and say enough of this fucking shit.
So you wait. A lot of things being said right now. You're saying emotional What did you call it?
Paralysis.
Paralysis.
Yeah.
Emotional paralysis and narcissism.
Yes.
They're the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They are? Okay, that's not what I've heard.
Well, it's all one big ball of like fucked up, blocked emotions kind of thing. And
Okay.
and the behavior that arises from that.
I don't think so.
What do you think?
I think narcissism means a preoccupation with self.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And that can be a good thing or a bad thing.
I will say, well, perhaps you can disagree, is you do like to blow your own horn a little bit.
Yes,
Well, that's the preoccupation with the self, wouldn't you say?
I would.
Like it's really cool when somebody else blows your trumpet for you, you know?
Yeah, I love that shit, dude.
And what's exactly what the mood board was. It's a bunch of different people doing that.
Yes.
But the fact that you had to collect that all together and show it off to people,
Yeah.
that suggests maybe something going on.
That's funny, dude.
Whereas maybe
That's what it is. It's funny.
yeah,
Someone taking the time to collect all the
yeah.
out of context compliments they get. That's funny, dude.
It is. It's good that you're laughing because
Yeah.
for me, I was not much of a laugher at this stage. For me, I was like,
What stage, dude?
I was like,
What are you talking? What stage? And where does the emotional paralysis come in?
it just dawned on me one day like that's my problem. Like I don't really feel.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in relations to my proposed narcissism. Which part of it is emotional paralysis?
I guess the reason you
I
don't-
feel emotions all the time.
Okay, like
Yeah.
but um, maybe not the full range is what I'm saying.
How can you measure that?
Well, when was the last time you really had a good cry?
Probably like 14 years ago.
Okay, I'm that's not exactly normal for someone who has full fluid emotionality.
I'm sure it is actually.
Like I can watch a movie. Like yeah, you see, there we go. Like movies, you
I don't watch movies.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really. I think the reason is you don't really connect emotionally with the main characters. You don't really care about them, right?
I can connect to a character like fucking Jason Bourne, dude.
Yeah, someone who's like a real tough, no nonsense, capable guy who punches you in the face to get his way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My suggestion would be sometimes that hurts your fists, and sometimes you get a battery charge and you end up in jail. And sometimes it's smarter to like use your words and your intelligence rather than fuck you.
Okay.
You're going down.
My point is this: there have been billions of people who lived when there were no movies around.
Lived
Did they all have emotional paralysis?
They lived and they died. Why is that?
What? Everyone dies.
Well, uh, I think that might have something to do with their emotional condition, their spiritual condition.
What?
I don't.
What are you trying to say right now?
I don't think it's necessarily the case that everybody has to die.
Eventually, everyone has to die.
I think that's kind of defeatism.
you, you're gonna have to clarify yourself a little bit.
I'm
here.
sure I will. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You don't think you think it's a choice whether you live or die.
Oh no, not a choice. But I don't think it's hardwired in the human animal to have to die at 85 or 90 necessarily.
What about 125?
You see, I get my inspiration here from Lord of the Rings and Tolkien. I think that tells you.
But that's not real life, though.
It can be. I think it can be.
No, it can't. Dragons aren't real. Magic is not real. Orcs are not real.
These things can't be metaphors, Jake.
Okay, but then if they are metaphors, they're not real.
But the power of understanding the metaphor can be real.
Okay, but it won't give you eternal life.
Not if you don't want it to. Yeah.
What?
I mean, there's really two key components to immortality. That's first, you have to want it, and then you have to actually achieve it. And if you don't actually want it, if you don't actually want it, you'll never.
That's the craziest thing I've heard in my life. What do you mean? There are no steps to immortality because it's not real.
Well, maybe in about 50 or 100 years' time, I'll still be standing and you won't. So then I'll prove
No, you won't.
You won't be there to see it, but I will.
Do you think you're gonna live to 141?
Yes, certainly. Easy.
You're gonna have to give me some more meat on the bone for this one.
That's.
What's your case? What's your case for living to 141?
I believe the basis of all health comes from your spirit and your emotions and your how you feel about yourself.
Okay, so why does like 9-year-old children get cancer?
Probably because their parents didn't come from very good breeding stock.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Or their parents worked in like an office with shitty air with like a thousand computers all pumping heavy metals into the air every day for
Okay.
20 years.
Now I don't know about all that.
Well, no, you see that. You see that in like tech companies with these. Basically, it's all a closed office, and they have air conditioning, but all the air just keeps on getting trapped. And when you run current through a computer, there's a whole lot of heavy.
Let's not get into the computer cooling stuff
Okay,
again.
yeah, I'll get to the bottom line. Is basically that you see a lot higher cases of like really bad neurological conditions and like fucked up birth defects and like just asthma from parents who worked in offices.
Okay, but we were talking about you living to 141.
Yeah.
I want to hear your case, why that's going to happen.
Well, I am aware of all the important factors like what you breathe and what you eat and how you feel about
What do
yourself.
you eat?
Yeah, of course.
What do you eat?
Yeah. Like
What? What do you eat?
not too much, hopefully. I think overeating is probably
You think the key to living to 141 is not eating that much?
kind of, yeah, kind of. Well,
Okay.
it's been proven that when you feed animals lots of food, they die a lot faster. But when they kind of aren't always
It's also been proven that human beings don't live to 141.
well, all the people, yeah. I mean, when you look at our grandparents' generation or great grandparents in photos, you can see they didn't look healthy. I think this,
What?
when-
There are plenty of people who were healthy 70 years ago.
like say, you know what, you're a cynic. I guess no matter what
I'm
I
not a
say.
cynic. What are you talking about?
You just don't trust anything I say. You don't have any
That's because you say things like, I'm going to live to 141 because I'm not eating that much.
Ah, you're such treating me in such bad faith. This is not cool.
What bad faith, dude?
Well, because uh, your entire existence is bad faith. You don't even realize you're doing it.
How is my existence bad faith?
Because you're a smart guy. You're a very smart guy, discerning. You know it all,
Thank you, dude.
but you don't really.
I don't?
You like to flatter yourself, but you don't really.
I do. I love flattering
The
myself.
more you insist that you know it all, the further away from any possibility of redemption you get.
That's untrue.
Well, keep at it and see where it leads you.
It's gonna lead me to glorious victory, dude.
Over what exactly?
For all of it.
What?
All of it.
All of what?
All of it.
Who is your enemy, Jake?
Who's my enemy?
Yeah.
Anyone who is not my friend.
That's kind of circular. The very fact that you need
Circular.
the very fact that you need to have enemies is very suspect.
It's suspect. How so?
That you even think in that way is suggesting that you're battling inner demons, I would say.
Inner demons.
Yeah.
Is this the third layer of my psychology?
I find it very, very illuminating to talk about demons. It's all, again, metaphorical, but the more seriously you take it, the more transformative your life can be.
Transformative in what way?
Well, so you're living a more fulfilled, exciting life in 2 months or 6 months' time, or a week.
If I deal with my third psychological layer.
Hey, just stop that bullshit. Just we'll talk about what we're talking about, all right?
Yeah, we are talking about what
We don't
we're
have to
talking
count
about.
them up, all right? Just whatever.
I'm just curious as to where the demons are. Are they above the repressed anger, or
Okay.
below the repressed sadness and shame?
It's a separate phenomenon. Basically,
Wow, shit's going on in my body, dude.
yeah, your soul, yeah,
My soul. Okay.
yeah.
I don't think the soul is real.
I'm sure you don't. It's as real as you make it, right?
What does that mean?
I mean, like I said, you're a cynic. You don't want to believe in new concepts.
What's a cynic? What the fuck are you talking about?
A cynic-
I'm me, dude.
I'm trying to present new ideas to you, and you're like brushing it all off, like "fuck you, this is stupid, you're an idiot." That's a cynic.
Yes.
That's a cynic. You
No.
you don't have any curiosity about. I wonder if just maybe he's onto something. I should probably not.
Maybe Vernac will live till he's 141 years old. That's what you want me to say.
That's child's play. Let's talk 1,000.
What's child's play? You want to live? You think you're gonna live to 1,000?
I'll live to 10,000, buddy.
You think you're gonna live to 10,000 years old?
No problem.
Okay. Can you enlighten me on your strategy for this?
That's just it. It doesn't really require a strategy. It requires spiritual purity.
Spiritual purity. How do I gain this? Do I confront my inner demons?
Yes.
Wow, it's that easy, dude.
Well, it's not entirely easy. I mean, maybe your inner demons are horrendously vicious and cowardly. Who knows?
Okay.
Actually,
So
no, that's not true.
you think no one? You think no one in history has confronted their own demons before?
I think this is a special moment in history, and
When you were born?
No, not me in particular, just this generation.
Oh, you think there are multiple people in this generation who will live to 10,000?
Sure, yeah, why not? Of course.
Okay, but none in the prior generations.
Well, everybody who's dead is dead, right?
Yeah, but you think that doesn't apply to our generation?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do.
What's special about our generation?
Well, we're the ones in the middle, in the thick of it right now.
What?
We're the ones who have a real chance right now to seize reality.
And they didn't have a chance prior because
They are the backstory to our real story.
what?
Like if you're God and you're creating a your children,
Okay, yeah.
you've got to give those children a history, and so they're kind of like fleshing out our backstory.
But the prior generation to us, they also had a backstory.
Yes, but they also had World War One and Two, and uh, the food they were eating was not nearly as good, and they didn't have time for like leisure and exercise.
What do you mean the food wasn't as good? Like if you kill a cow today and you killed a cow 10,000 years ago, it's the same shit. What?
Think about the globalization and how you can go get sushi, Indian, Ethiopian, Mexican, any
Okay.
major, yeah, that kind of thing.
That makes you live to 10,000.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It's so delicious and so good for you.
You're the best, dude. That's sick.
Good, thank you.
That's a conviction you have, by the way. You won't budge on this.
Well, no. I think, look, man, you've probably experienced like getting like a really fucking good burrito or something.
Yeah, sure.
You're like, God damn, this is so good. And then maybe
Yeah, it does not make me think I'm gonna live,
yeah,
thousands
these
of years.
exactly one little thing is not. It's just a drop in the bucket. But you keep doing this stuff your whole life, going for sushi on Wednesday, and oh my God, that tempura is amazing. Getting some nice whatever it is, fucking, the whole world is now your oyster. You know?
Okay, dude. So the key to living to 10,000 years old
Yeah.
is eating burritos and confronting your inner demons.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go with that. Sure.
There are no additional.
Well, I think when I talk about fundamentally what it comes down to is you have to like yourself and you have to like your life and you have to like.
Yeah, I love myself. This is your problem with me.
No. I said liking yourself. Loving yourself is pathological in my view.
What is pathological, man?
Not good for you.
Is that what it means? I don't think that's what it means.
It's essentially what it means. It means it's like a vice you indulge in.
A vice? Loving myself is a vice? Like smoking
It's
cigarettes?
it's the grandiosity. It's the I'm all this. Whereas
Yeah.
a more natural, sustainable
If you think of some cool guys from history, right?
yeah.
Most of them have been pretty grandiose.
The ones who have the most effect often are not though.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, like the guy who united all of Italy, Giuseppe Garibaldi. He's been described as like the only person of his era who had like no skeletons in the closet.
What? Okay. What year was that?
I think it might have been late 19th century, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, and then like 60 years later, this grandiose guy, Mussolini, came around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did some and he made shit happen, right?
Well, look at how he died, though.
I don't know how he died.
The mob got a hold of him and they fucked him up.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, but that's the risk you take, being a grandiose guy.
Yeah, it's kind of karma biting you in the ass.
Okay.
He took a lot of liberties, right? He was kind of a.
I don't know that much about Mussolini, dude. I just know it was a grandiose, cool guy.
Well, if you keep following his footsteps, you might end up in his grave.
In his grave,
You know what I mean.
I guess. I don't really mind being like Mussolini. I think that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but look at like in the end when you are getting strung up by the mob, you're not gonna care.
Yeah.
You're not gonna care about all the grandiose things you did in the last 20 years. Like this is your life right now, and I'm about to fucking die. So was it worth it?
I mean, I guess it's better to live to 10,000. Sure. I just don't believe that's what's going to happen.
Well, no, you're right. I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding.
Like, I think kind of usually with people, human beings, they usually start to turn, like, no matter what, they're starting to turn around 50. Like, they can look good into their 40s, maybe 50s, but towards your 60s, you're definitely going to be looking a bit older and withered and haggard and losing your vitality. So, in 10 years maybe, in 15 years, if I look pretty youthful still, then that's a good indicator.
That's proof to you that maybe if you look good in 15 years.
Yeah, why not?
What makes you think you'll look not age? Why do you think you won't age?
Because I know how to take care of myself.
Do you though?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good lately.
What do you do to take care of yourself that's not eating sushi?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I go on adventures into the city and into the mountains and into these wonderful parks we have in our valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you're alone in this?
Well, I can do that any day I want, right? Like I don't have a job, so it's kind of nice. I think, I think jobs are what kind of often what kills us. Like boredom kills us, and like routine.
Okay. You think the reason people die when they're like 80, 90 is because they are bored from working?
Oh, that's very interesting. No, because they miss the social environment of when they were working. They're like, yeah.
What?
I mean, I think old people, the worst thing for them is not having enough to do and not feeling useful.
Okay, so you think if people just never retire, they'll live forever?
Well, that's the thing though. They wear themselves down in their job, so they have to retire.
This is all going what? I'm trying to wrap my head around this one.
Well, you've probably experienced like what it is to be bored at work and you can't leave, right?
Yeah, I don't think that kills me though.
Yeah, not right away, but over 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it's not helping.
This is so bizarre. I can't really interact with this anymore. Renak, you are not going to live to 10,000. You are probably going to die in your 70s. There is no such thing as the spirit keeping you alive or whatever the fuck you're saying. This is insane.
Like I said, you're a cynic. You don't want to believe.
I'm not a cynic.
Yes, you are.
You are just saying the most insane thing I've heard in my life.
It's not insane.
Listen, I've met some literally crazy people in my life.
I think you're just.
No one has ever had the guts to claim they're going to live to 10,000.
Look, this is all in Tolkien. Everything you want to know is.
Yeah, but that's a made-up story, dude.
Okay, if you say so.
You you think what happened in Lord of the Rings is real life?
I think it has very real significance.
In regards to living,
Yeah, us.
what part of that story deals with immortality?
The elves, of course.
The elves. Okay, so the elves can live to 10,000.
They're ageless. They don't die ever.
Okay. Are you an elf?
No, but I understand.
So why would you live forever?
Well, if I enjoy the same kind of blessings of the Creator that they do, then you're good.
What?
If I enjoy the same.
Did the elves eat burritos and go for walks in Vancouver?
Kind of, yes, kind of.
I don't think so, dude.
They have all.
The book wouldn't be that famous if the elves ate burritos and went for walks.
You're being far too clever for your own good right now.
Clever. This is not. This is very. I'm sure I could put a kindergartner with Down syndrome in my chair right now, and they could argue this at about the same level as I am right now. All I'm simply saying is, you are not an elf, and you are not going to live to 10,000.
Well, you can keep telling yourself that as many times as you like. I think you're a bit of a cunt.
I'm a cunt because I'm saying you're not an elf.
No, your whole ass.
This guy thinks he's an elf?
No, that's not what I said.
This is what I was talking about earlier, Renee.
What were you talking about?
People. No, right. Summer's here. Thank you, Summer. Whatever. You're not an elf.
I agree. I know I'm not. I said I would enjoy the same blessings of the Creator as the elves would.
Okay, so you mean that in this made-up story, they had a made-up religion for a made-up people, and if you follow
You know
that
what? I think I'm done with
routine,
you. You're too much of a cynic. I can't deal with you.
What? I'm not a cynic, dude. That's a made-up story. That's a movie, dude.
Let me put it in a different way. You're a fucking asshole.
What?
I don't know. I don't know if he's being an asshole. I don't like Punani that much, but he kind of has a point here.
Well, you guys can keep telling yourself that all day. I don't give a fuck.
You're getting a little aggressive. Is this repressed anger, Renak?
I'm just giving you back your own bullshit.
I think you have some repressed anger going on right now.
Could you see my face right now?
I can't.
So you can or you can't?
I can.
Do I look angry to you?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I think you have some kind of a problem recognizing emotion then, as we discussed.
Okay, well, I could sort of hear it in the tone of your voice. You were getting a little angry. You were
Okay, I know,
calling
but
me a cunt,
my general
a fucking asshole,
my general
things
disposition.
like this.
Summer, would you care to comment, Summer? Could we have a girl talk, please?
What?
Well, girls are experts of emotion, so let's have an outside opinion. Do I look angry to you? Anybody?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that in the early stages of this conversation, you told me that I have repressed anger because I swore,
Yeah.
I cursed,
Yeah.
and then you started cursing.
Yes, but I've been listening to you ramble on with your bullshit for the last 5 minutes, so I'm going to summarize my feelings about that with a few choice words.
Okay, so you are angry.
Not anymore, having gotten it out of my system.
Okay, but you got angry.
Yeah, briefly, sure.
Okay, that's good. That's the first step, dude.
You're right, it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you're on your journey to Freud, whatever.
You seem a little confused, Jake.
How so?
You're trying to find words and you're not finding them.
Well, English is my second language, my friend.
And yeah, actually, that's kind of gratuitous. I won't say that.
What were you gonna say?
Something,
Say it, dude.
something about clear thinking isn't always your strong suit,
Clear thinking.
and correct thinking.
Ska vi prata på svenska istället? Inte?
Nice. I have no idea, but I like it. Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I said, should we have the conversation in Swedish instead? But apparently you can't speak Swedish, so
I'm afraid not, but maybe one day.
yeah. Maybe one day. Yeah.
Good stuff. That's funny.
Now you're laughing. I like that. Smiles all around, dude. No anger in here.
Well, just the way you speak Swedish is so. I just love the way it sounds. It's so cool.
Tack så mycket.
If you ever want to start doing that again, please do.
Ja, fan, jag kör bara på svenska resten av konversationen. Det blir skitbra.
Like on Red Scare, the girls sometimes break into some Russian, and it's like often a highlight of the episode. Like you have no idea what they're saying, but it's hilarious anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Repressed anger. We were talking about repressed anger.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting concept of yours.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly my original concept.
Okay.
That's
Because just like you went through, you got angry momentarily. And then a few moments later, you're smiling and laughing instead.
yeah.
So why would someone who is angry about something from 20 years ago get angry now?
Oh, because they got hurt by some situation, and they have never been able to resolve that situation or the emotions that it created. Like often, what happens is you form defense mechanisms against some.
What's a defense mechanism? What?
Like when you're like 6 years old or 2 years old, like you can't really do anything to change your situation, and so you go into like defensive patterns and form neuroses, and
Neuroses? What?
that stuff gets locked in. So when you're like 20 or 30,
I don't think so.
I'm sure you don't think so.
In my experience, young children, they just cry if something bad happens.
Yeah, and if they cry and cry and cry and nobody comes to help them, then they eventually
Yeah.
they will stop crying. But that doesn't stop the
Will they?
well, yeah, they dissociate. They don't.
I don't think it's a conscious decision
No, it's not. No, it's
most
not.
of the time.
No.
Oh, you think it's an unconscious decision?
That's exactly why it becomes so difficult and intractable. Yeah,
I don't think the unconscious is real.
I'm sure you don't.
Can you somehow tell me how people know this is real?
Good question.
I don't think you can, actually. So, kind of a trick question, rather.
Yeah, I would say maybe triggers, like when people say I got triggered. There's like one moment everything's fine, and then then something comes to mind, maybe, and they're reminded of maybe a sexual assault they experienced, and they will be a wreck after that.
That's a memory, though. That's not a
Yeah, no,
subconscious.
that's the same thing. Memory and subconscious is basically the same thing.
Well, everyone has memories. That's not controversial.
Yeah, you're
Just
right.
call it memory, then.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay. So you mean you think I am angry? I have repressed anger through my memories of being angry sometime.
Right now in your voice, it's not so much anger as contempt that I hear.
Contempt.
Yeah. Yeah.
About what?
Well, I think you probably think it's about you have contempt for me, but I think ultimately, at the end of the day, if you boil everything down, you have contempt maybe
For myself.
No,
Is that it?
no.
No, thank you. Okay.
I would say-
I'm just
I would say for God and for this world we inhabit.
for God and the world we inhabit.
Yeah.
God, that's a heavy statement.
It is, yeah, it is.
I don't have contempt for God because I don't think God is real.
Okay.
I don't have contempt for this world because
I think you do, though. I think you do.
why would I?
I think,
Why?
I think you've noticed. I think you've pointed out, often correctly, various absurdities and hypocrisies and just pathetic things in the culture. Particularly American culture, say. Right?
Yeah, but that's not the world. That's a few select people.
Well, when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was happening,
Let's get into it, dude.
That's
Let's hash it out.
okay. Never mind. Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but that's not the world.
Well, that was very much on the top of everybody's mind for about
Yeah.
a week or two.
Absolutely, and that's stupid. But it's not the world. It's
Well, no, it's
it's like a cultural phenomenon. Yeah.
well, no, you want to come here and share your view with us because you saw it a different way than what was being popularly discussed, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
You can say it like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's like these people don't understand. Like, I see how it is, and I want to let you guys know what I feel.
Thank you.
And we certainly had some interesting discussions there for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was a nice time on the server.
Honestly, I appreciate what you were doing there, and it was necessary. And it's so disgusting when everybody's holding hands and chanting. Oh, like it's just such so insular and pathetic and self-serving. It's like let's have Jake come in and say, "Fuck that shit."
Let's have Jay come in and call the black people the N-word. Let's go.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. As long as you don't do it too gratuitously, as long as it has a particular reason, that it's not necessarily out of bounds, in my view.
Okay, that's sick.
Like I use.
I'm glad we agree on something. Dude.
Like I use the N word a couple times too, just for very.
Yeah, I've seen some of your N-word posts. They're not bad. Dude.
It's not meant to hurt people. It's meant to like make a point.
Exactly.
And when you're doing
Send a message, dude.
like when you're
It's
trying
meant to send a
when
message.
you're trying to make some black guy feel like he's less than you, by using that word, that's when you're kind of being an asshole, you know.
Yeah.
This has been a lively discussion so far.
A laughy discussion. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think repressed anger is real. I don't think the subconscious is real.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't think
repress.
living to 10,000 is real.
Well, one thing at a time here. I mean, you
Okay.
in some sense you're right. Repressed anger.
Thank you.
Repressed anger isn't exactly real. It only becomes real once you're actually angry. But like what I'm
But then you're angry, not repressedly angry.
what I'm talking about is like there is this potentiality for anger lurking in the background.
Potentiality? What kind of word is that? You mean potential?
Sure.
There is potential for
Okay,
anger.
okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
but that has nothing to do with past events. It usually has to do with events that are happening right in front of you.
Exactly. It's like the current thing
Yeah.
goes into your consciousness. And
So you mean just normal angriness, being angry in general? That's what you're describing right now.
well, if we take Jake and we take some other guy, and we both
Yeah.
and they both observe the same situation, maybe
Yes.
maybe you react with like contempt or anger or violence, and this guy here, this soy boy, he just sucks his latte. So it's like
Okay.
why does Jake react this way? Why does the soy boy react that way? That's like potentiality.
Well, when I get angry about something, it's not really like a conscious decision.
No, of course
Right?
not. Of course not.
No. And that does not mean that it's a subconscious decision.
Well, where does
It's
it
some kind of fucking like chemical thing in my brain wired from 6 billion years of evolution. That's why I get angry. That's why anyone feels anything.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. Has
Yeah.
nothing to do with Freud or psychology.
Well, it
It has
doesn't.
more to do with like, what if a gorilla insults your wife?
Yeah.
That's what it has to do with.
I hear what you're saying. So it's like then it becomes, is my anger becoming a problem for me? And then it's like, okay, well, if I end up in jail again, that sucks. So let's like try to figure out a way to respond next time so that we don't get the handcuffs next time.
I don't think you should. If you get emotions, I
Yeah.
don't think you should try to. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of emotion it is. I don't think anger is something you should try to
Well, you're
be less. I think people should be angry more than they are right now. People very
Yeah.
rarely get angry these
yeah.
days.
I think I would probably agree with you. But like when you look at the Black Lives protests, there was a lot of violence there, and not much.
We're circling back, dude. Let's get it.
And yeah, like not
There was a lot of violence, yeah, I guess.
and like not all of it accomplished anything in particular. Like
Yeah.
there were some reforms, but a lot of that violence was just like pure rage, and they smashed up a shop or somebody got shot in the eye with a rubber bullet. And it's like now, okay, was it worth it?
I'm sure most of the people would say it was worth it, yes.
Well, does the girl who gets shot in the eye like that now only have one eye? Would they say it's worth it?
I mean, no, she will probably like blame the police,
Yeah,
which I guess is not wrong in a way. It was probably a police person who shot
Yeah.
her in the eye. But there's a simple rule that I like to follow, which is if you don't stand in front of police officers, they can't shoot you with rubber bullets.
yeah. No, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. But it's like, why was she there in the first place? But
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say too. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, I think you're right. People should get angry, but they got to channel their anger into like effective channels, you know.
What kind of effective channels?
Well, like screaming and shouting on the streets might not accomplish too much, whereas like writing a letter to like a congressman or a senator or the police chief or having a conversation to try to hash things out, that might actually change hearts and minds.
I don't think so.
Well, as somebody who does write letters to important figures and has gotten good results, I can tell you.
What kind of results have you gotten?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I think last year I noticed a lot more planes flying overhead our peninsula, and it was really noisy and annoying. And so I just I looked up on the internet who's the authority on that stuff in Canada, and I sent one email, and all I did was I asked, has policy changed recently? And then it went away.
Did you get confirmation that it was because you emailed?
Well, it happened within like I would say a week or 3 days, maybe even.
So you think because you sent someone an email, they completely rerouted Canada's air
No,
traffic?
no, let me explain here. Okay, you know how air traffic controllers have a very stressful job, right?
Sure.
Like they have to retire by like age 50, I think, because
Okay.
it's so stressful. Basically, about 20 years ago, we had the same problem, and we had a lot of residents of Crescent Beach complaining that this was so noisy and annoying, and so they changed the policy. But then, like 20 years later, this entire generation of air traffic controllers has retired. They forget about this issue. The new guys come in. They have no idea, and so it takes me to sort of like point out this is not acceptable before they like check the back records and realize, oh, that's like a nice retirement community. We can't be flying all these heavy commercial liners overhead.
How big is this peninsula that you are referring to?
Oh, it's probably about 4 miles long and maybe 3 miles wide.
Okay, so it's a small place. It's like just a residential neighborhood.
It's got about 100,000 people.
Okay, but still, in regards to
Yeah.
an airplane, it's not that big.
Oh well,
Uh,
I mean it's not a huge peninsula. You're right. It's
Yeah.
it's fairly small.
Fairly small.
Yeah.
I do not think that they have probably changed any traffic at all.
Then
I think
why
it's
was
in
I
your head.
why was I hearing so much more noise overhead?
You probably weren't.
Like I said, you're a cynic, you're dismissive, and you don't care about my point of view.
I'm not a cynic. I'm saying I do not think that someone purposefully started
Jake,
rerouting air traffic because you sent an email.
Jake, the arrogance you're displaying right now is absolutely appalling.
The what?
You don't
What?
know. I'm the one who fucking lives here. Don't you get it? You have no idea what happened.
Yeah, but it's if we circle back to grandiosity,
Yeah?
I think it's a little grandiose of you to think that your email made this happen.
Okay, pal. I'll give you another example if you don't believe me.
Sure.
We have a railroad track running around the edge of the peninsula
Okay.
by the water, and
Yeah.
there's been a lot of increased amount of trains, and the length of the trains has increased too because a lot of coal is getting shipped from like North Dakota out to the ports here to be transported to like China and Malaysia and India.
All right.
Okay, so lots of trains, and they have a policy where they blow their horns every time they come through, even if there's nobody around, and that annoys me and a lot of people here. Uh, one night at like 2 a.m. or something, the train was blaring its horn like over and over and over, and like these guys don't even get it. Like people are sleeping here, like thousands and thousands of people. They don't get it. So I again looked it up. Who's the authority in Canada? It was some guy in Quebec called Jeff. I emailed him, and then it was completely silent for like the next 2 days. So just a coincidence, Jake, I'm sure.
And after 2 days, what happened?
Well, it started to come back a little more. It was much more subdued. But ultimately, the federal authorities, they upgraded all the crossings here. So it's more difficult for pedestrians to get to, like, pedestrians crossing the tracks are very aware that this is a crossing and I need to be aware. Because we had a couple of people who died. Like there's a woman jogging with her earbuds in, and she got killed by a train because she just wasn't aware this is, she didn't appreciate the danger she was in. And so that kind of increased the amount of horn blowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, if you emailed about horn blaring in a specific small place, sure, maybe your email worked. The airplane thing is just not. That didn't happen.
You don't understand, but I'm not gonna waste my time talking about this anymore.
I don't understand what.
Well, I mean, look, I've lived here since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I have a good understanding of the general air patterns. You know,
Do you though?
you hear a few planes here and there, but overall it's not too. It's fine. But then, you know, 1 week it's like all of a sudden it's like way more, way louder. So it's like, what's going on here? Like they're changing the patterns of how they fly planes in towards the airport.
Okay. Um, so you're telling me if I email some guy,
Yeah.
I can get the airplane traffic in Scandinavia rerouted.
Only if there's been a recent change and you know, it's like they're getting
That's
brushback.
the law.
No. It's like no, they don't want to piss people off, right?
I mean, they're bound to piss someone off, though, right?
Well, I'll tell you, when you travel north to North Surrey, there's tons more big. Yeah, you really notice it up there. But this is like a retirement community. This is like a nice place to raise your kids. So it's not
Are
really.
you retired?
Uh,
I guess you're technically retired. Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. No, this White Rock is the retirement capital of Canada.
What's the person with the most authority that you have contacted via email? Ever
Oh,
mailed the president, dude?
I will give you a third example.
All right.
I got the editor in chief of Maclean's magazine to resign.
Is that right?
I did, yeah.
How come?
That's like the national magazine in Canada.
What happened?
Because I pointed
How
out
did you pull that one off?
I pointed out his hypocrisy, and he was so ashamed of himself that he couldn't stand being. He knew it was over. I kind of shamed
Are you
him.
sure? Wait. What was this guy's name?
I don't even remember. It was back in like 2005 or six.
Okay. So you sent an email pointing out his hypocrisy and what?
I read okay, as editor in chief, you're kind of entitled to a full page article at the front of
Yeah.
at the front of the magazine, and so I read this, and I like, this is bullshit. This guy is fucking bullshit, and I'm gonna tell him that, and so I did, and then like, you know, a month later he sat down.
And you were convinced this was because of your hypocrisy email.
What else would it be? He
I don't know. Usually, when someone gets fired like that, it's
No, he didn't get
they
fired.
raped
He
or
didn't get
whatever.
fired. He stepped down.
Wait, so you don't even think that he got fired? You think he got like ashamed of himself
Yeah.
to the point where he would resign from the biggest newspaper in
Not
Canada
not newspapers.
because you perceived some hypocrisy.
All I did was speak the truth to power, and he.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not a. It's
He couldn't handle it.
well, he knew he had to like seek answers within, I would say.
Oh, you put him on his spiritual journey, dude.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Is that the highest authority? Have you never like written a letter to Justin Trudeau?
Oh, I've tweeted lots of stuff at him. Yeah. And
Tweeted. Okay.
I
Have you had any success?
Well, yes, I would say so.
Let's hear it.
Well, my complaint against Justin Trudeau, and I'm sure you would agree, is he's often a bit of a faggot.
Yeah, it's true.
But he seems to be making efforts to be slightly less of one in the last year.
I haven't
Like
caught
you-
up. All I know about Justin Trudeau is when he was in a meeting with Trump, he sat like a girl, dude.
I'm sure he did. But
Yeah, that shit was gay, dude.
yeah, like he actually lost the popular vote last year to the conservative guy, and after that, he changed his tune a little bit, like he grew a beard.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me find this image actually.
And I'll check hotline text because I have a couple of pages. Ed Hardy says juicy convo.
Yeah, thank you.
And okay, nothing else. Oh, Summer wants to go on Fran Chat. She's the owner of our server. That's good.
That's your big breakthrough.
No, no. Maybe you are.
Thank you.
We got a pretty. How many people?
Look
do we
at this, dude. Come on, man.
have? And those socks, man. Those fucking socks.
Yeah.
Like, be a man.
Real queer sicko, dude.
Yeah, I agree. It's embarrassing for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Except
This is why you should be mad at him, not for a blackface or whatever.
Yeah, it's just. It's kind of corny and lame and pathetic.
Yeah. What kind of repressed anger do you think Justin Trudeau has?
It's interesting because earlier on in his career,
Yeah.
he would challenge people to boxing matches who he was having arguments with.
Did he ever have one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Did he win?
I don't even care or know. I don't even know, but I think
You don't care about winning. That's controversial, dude.
I think when you win by beating somebody up, you kind of
Yeah.
I think you're ultimately corrupting your own spirit
How so?
because you're not you don't really care about this person. You want to humiliate them for your own ego satisfaction, and that's not healthy.
Exactly, dude.
That's
That's
not,
one of the most healthy things in the world.
if you say so.
I do say so. Thank you.
Okay, well
Thank you for listening, Burnett.
keep at it, and we'll see where that leads you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I'll come and visit. Your,
Probably somewhere cool like prison or something like that.
well, I'll visit your grave in about 60 years. Okay.
Sick. When you kill your enemies, they win. Has he said that?
No. That's not what I'm saying.
No. It's a quote apparently from Trudeau, from Joyce. But Joyce is fucking with me, for sure.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Joyce is a real little mischievous imp.
Do you know what his career is going to be?
Who? Joyce?
Yeah,
No.
he's in law,
Okay.
so he's very clever.
What's your career gonna be, dude?
Spiritual
Podcasting?
Yeah, I guess so. At least for now.
I wish you the best. Yeah.
If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride.
If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride.
Yeah,
What's that supposed to mean?
their wishes don't really matter.
They do. If you put them to action.
Yeah, but I'm already doing it, so I don't need you to wish me well because I'm already on it. But I appreciate I appreciate the positive sentiment. So I'm being
Right.
being a bit of a dick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. I don't wish you the best anymore.
Sorry. Yeah, that was okay. You see, I got things to learn too.
What?
I have things to learn from you, for sure.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
If I took on male applicants, you'd have 6 to 8 weeks in the basement. That's for sure.
No, but like we were talking about humility earlier. Like if
Yeah.
I didn't have some humility, I wouldn't be able to admit that.
I don't think you should have admitted it.
Well, I'm comfortable with it because I want to be a better person, you know?
Okay. I'm already the best I can be.
Well, because you believe that's true, it becomes true.
Thank you.
But, oh, never mind. I think, would it be alright with you if we wrap this up?
Yeah, sure.
I want to have a shower. Yeah.
You stinky, dude?
No, just, I will feel better after one, that's all.
Stinky and sweaty?
No, but I'm getting there.
You got some pits going, dude?
A little bit sweaty. A little
A
tiny
little bit sweaty, yeah.
Yeah. This shirt is kind of a little bit thick. Like it looks good, but it's a little bit thick, so you don't want to wear it for too long.
I see.
Gotta-
Is that your podcasting shirt?
Exactly.
Sick, dude. Nice.
Do you know what AE stands for?
AE?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have American Eagle in Sweden?
The American eagle, no. I think that species is
no.
only in North
It's
America.
it's a retailer store, clothing.
American Eagle, no, never heard of it.
Okay. Do you ever? Actually, no. That's. Never mind. Okay. So.
Do I ever what, dude? You
Like-
gotta finish your sentences.
Do you ever go to like a big shopping mall in Stockholm or somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you enjoy that experience?
Not really.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, let's.
Yeah, great chat, dude.
I agree. I think people will
Yeah.
really like this one.
Yep.
We covered a lot of heavy topics,
Always a pleasure having you on my podcast, Bernac.
and a pleasure having you on mine.
You have a podcast?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm just building it. I'm trying to build an audience before I start monetizing it.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke that your podcast is my podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, peace out, man.
At peace, dude.
Bye.
Enjoy your shower.
Okay. Bye.